The way I would describe college insurance is I really kind of break it down into three different areas. The first, I mean, and the obvious one is just the learning that you do, but that learning is also part of that learning is also the experience that is kind of taught in the class, where you actually get to be in the shoes of a claim rep or underwriter, so you can kind of get what their average day is like. The second piece that that the College of Insurance really kind of promotes is the networking. Instead of the up down type of in your department, you're really spreading across all the different departments and getting those contacts within underwriting, PALs, workers' comp, HR. I mean, it's pretty remarkable how you can kind of get all these different types of people from different departments to really start coming together and learning as a group. And then the third part of the college insurance that really hit home was just the feedback that you're allowed to give to the different departments. Where if you had a question or you want to understand more, it's more of an interactive approach where they're learning from you as well. So it's kind of this full circle learning that kind of makes you understand society insurance better. I think the best part of it was the final project at the end, where you got to take everything that you've learned and kind of apply it in a cohort of different individuals from different departments. So it's the beauty about it was they gave you some direction, but not too much, where you could kind of be creative in your ideas for what type of new product or state or niche that society could offer, where you weren't really given too much boundaries, so you could really explore different things and learn. When you would pick something, you would have to really pretend to be each department and say, well, what do we like about this and what do we don't like about this? And it was actually fun to get together and just talk about how this product would fit in each one of these worlds. So it was quite enjoyable from that perspective. What the college insurance has really taught me, and the biggest lesson that I have learned is there's one statement that I always hear Bill Reeves always saying, that when he's talking with all these other people he used to work with, where he says, I work at Society Insurance and I have some really smart people with who I work. And as an employee, you don't really understand, like, well, who are the, I mean, is it just the people you work with? Who are these people you work with? Just the executives? And throughout each presentation, you would start seeing these, you'd start seeing, oh, these other executives. I mean, what they actually brought to the table and how smart they really were. Like in Bill's case, where he really knew underwriting, really understood all the different little pieces of the AM Best guide, where he knows what to look for at each risk, or even like with workers' comp, they know the page number where some of these like different rules are. So I mean, that was quite impressive. And then as you started getting down to the supervisors and managers, the way that they could actually present the material, it just kind of just blew you away with how much they really knew about their topics. And I think one example is where we had a manager who started not even 6 months ago, and they were describing the process. And I think I've been here for like 5 years almost. And I've been involved in that process a little bit, but there's no way I could actually explain that to anybody today. But that person only being here 6 months knew the whys and the hows and every little piece, and didn't have to look at some cheat sheet or whatever. They just knew it, which really impressed me. And then as we got down to just employees, with the group project, as you started working with those individuals, you started seeing how smart they were. So I think now I can say the same thing, where I work at Society Insurance and I work with a whole bunch of smart people. So that's what really kind of wrapped it up for me. Yes, I would obviously recommend the college insurance to my fellow coworkers, and I think the reason why is you. In the college insurance, you can be that kid who asks why all the time and then actually get the answers that you're looking for. And then now that you you've asked all those whys and now you kind of understand the process, you can kind of be that person in your department where people can ask you a question and you should be able to at least give them some type of response. And if not, you've made the connections where you can know who to go to, who will at least have that answer, or they'll know somebody who does have that answer. So it's kind of that, you don't just take things as for granted anymore, where this is why we do it, and this is the way we're going to do it. You can ask why, and you can understand why. I think what other students should know about the program is that the program is what can be whatever you make of it. Whatever you want to know, I mean, you have the freedom to ask. I mean, you'll have the executives there, you'll have managers there, you have other employees. I mean, you can just ask any question you want, and even if it's not on their list of things to talk about, they'll gladly go and go down that path, and for the benefit of not only you but other employees as well, because maybe they haven't thought about it, or they just thought that was too in depth. But if you have the interest for it, they will go and kind of help you understand that a little bit better. I think the other part is this: how rewarding the group project can really be, not only for getting those connections from in different departments, just kind of this, you kind of build this group where you really feel proud of what you kind of came up with, and it's kind of fun to compete with the other groups on those projects, where it's a friendly kind of game of who has the best project or whatever.